Okay, so I'm pretty much, yeah, because I haven't made a video in a long time, so I decided it was appropriate to make one right now, because I've just finished watching a series called Black Butler. I said I was watching it in one of the previous videos that I did. So I recently finished watching it, so if you have not seen the ending yet and you don't want to know how it ends, don't watch this, because that's what I'm going to be talking about, so exit right now if you don't want to know how it ends. Okay, so here's my thing. I pretty much find that describing Black Butler is a lot like describing Death Note when it comes to the plot. Like, basic details. For me anyway, because in the beginning you watch the first few episodes and you really get hooked on it because the first one is really cool and the second one is even better and the third one's even better and you have to figure out what's going to happen. So then you get really into it, and as it goes along, you really like what's going on, and good things happen and bad things happen. You just have to find out how it's going to end because you're so interested to figure out that one little bit of information, which is the point of the entire series. So for Death Note, it was who was going to win, L or Light. For Black Butler, it was seeing or having Sebastian eat Seal's soul. So that was that little bit of information that you kept watching for. So, you kept watching and watching and watching, and then as it tips to the end, it happens. Like the first season, I don't know if it's the first season of Death Note that this correlates with, or whatever word I'm supposed to use that isn't correlates, if that's not the right word. So, at the end of the first season of Black Butler, Sebastian's about to take Seal's soul, and then something happens, and we don't quite know what it is. We just know that his soul isn't there, I guess. And with Death Note, if you haven't seen the end of Death Note, you don't want to watch this right now, or you just want to skip the next 5-10 seconds. So, in the end of the second season of Death Note, L dies. So if you didn't know that, I'm sorry, you know now. L dies, okay? That happens if you're reading the manga, that happens in volume 7, I believe. And it's depressing. So, that happens. L dies in Death Note. Seal's soul is gone in Black Butler. So that's that tipping point where you're like, oh my god, what just happened? I can't believe this. So you have to watch the second season to figure out what's going to happen, unless you're one of those people in Death Note that were too weak to watch it after L died, because you lose your point for watching the show. I had to see what was going to happen because I wanted to know what was going to happen to Light after that, because it's 12 volumes of the manga. I mean, what else was there? So anywho, so second season of Black Butler rolls around. Same thing with Death Note. You get characters you do like and you get characters you don't like. For me, I went back and forth between liking the new characters in Death Note because that was Alois Chauncey. I kind of liked him and I kind of didn't. It's weird. There was Claude. I kind of liked him and I kind of didn't. It's a back and forth thing. And then for Death Note, the new characters were Mello and Mir. I went back and forth between liking Mir, but I mostly didn't like him. I loved Mello. And another thing, Black Butler, Hannah, in the second series, I just wanted her dead. I didn't like her at all. I just don't like her. It's so irritating. She was so irritating. So anyway, the series continues going, you start getting confused, interesting things start to happen, you love it and you hate it. You keep going back and forth and you feel both things at the same time. It progresses, it gets to the ending, something huge happens, and then it's over. And you're looking at it, and it was this giant twist that you weren't expecting. And your jaw drops, and you say, oh my god, I hate my life. That's how both of them ended for me. I read the ending of Death Note, and I was like, I hate my life because Light died and I loved him. And then I watched the ending of Black Butler. And for those of you who really haven't seen the ending of Black Butler, just skip the rest of this. In the end of Black Butler, Seal turns into a demon. Sebastian does not get to eat his soul. He ends up serving Seal in hell as his butler for all eternity. I hate that. Because Sebastian is my favorite person, and I was just waiting for him to eat Seal's soul, and he didn't. He has to serve that kid for the rest of his life. I love Seal, but oh my gosh, I just feel so bad for him. So I hated that, and I thought I would just, have to talk about that because that was terrible. And anyone who feels the same way, yeah, I had to change the song, although it's not coming out from a song. Oh, by the way, I've also gotten into Japanese rock again, so if you have any good J-rock bands to recommend me, then please do. Um, I'm not incredibly picky, I guess, but I don't always like a lot of screamo, just like some in the songs. My favorite bands right now are the Gazette because I heard a few songs by them like Before I Decay and I loved it. And another song that I can't remember what it's called, but I like it. It's in my favorites. And I fell in love with Shiver, which is the second opening for Black Butler. It's a really awesome song. And I started listening to Deering Gray on my MP3 player again. So the songs I like are Kodo, Kodou, and then I like Rain, which is the first song I listened to, and the one I'm listening to now is Yokan, or however you pronounce it, I'm sorry, Ylkan. Um, yeah, they're really good songs. So if you haven't heard them, look them up. They're really cool. So I pretty much like songs like these. If you have any recommendations, please send them to me. Thank you for watching this and for putting up with my ranting. Bye!